how's this for turning the tables, friends? If you ever wanted to get the scoop on your landlord before you sign that lease, you're in luck. Drew Mins created Good Neighbor, a website designed to help renters, landlords ask for background checks while renters only get a glimpse into their potential investments. Joining us are the founders of Good Neighbor. We've got Drew Mins and Samane Sadagiani to explain how it all works. Good morning. First of all, thank you for creating this on behalf of all the renters out there. Let's start with you, Drew. How did this idea come to be?
Hey, thanks. So years ago, my wife and I lived in a rental apartment, and the gas was left on in the restaurant downstairs. So we were out on the street till about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Gosh.
During that time, hanging out with the neighbors, the neighbor had said to us, "Oh, this happens quite often." And we were like, "Oh man, I wish there was a way to know this before I kind of go into a place." And then every kind of other subsequent apartment we moved into, there was always like something that you never really get a glimpse of, that when you see the initial posting, it's just, a sales pitch, but you never actually know the full details of it. So, yeah.
So what are people saying, Samane? What's the reaction like, and how do we use it?
So the way you use it is you go on, and if you're looking to rent a place, you can put in the address of the building, and then you can see if anyone's left reviews. So you get a little bit more context before you commit to this huge monthly expense. People are saying there's a lot of good reviews, there's some bad reviews. We're seeing about a 50-50 split so far. But yeah, so far it seems to get a good reaction, especially out of renters who have been looking for a tool like this.
I'm looking at a bunch of cranes right now in the downtown core. Just when you think, my gosh, how can there be more condos and buildings, being erected? There's another one. So why do you think it took this long, and why you two to create this? Why now?
Great question. I think there have been tools in the past that have kind of, looked in ways to help empower renters, whether it be just through helping with payment and whatnot. But I think even with the pandemic, it's kind of shifted a little bit more to kind of more of an ethical approach to a lot of the products that we use. So the hope is that, it's, rent is not something that separates you from a homeowner, really. Like, it's just, you just don't own a home, but you still are a major consumer. And this likely is your largest monthly expense. And we literally rate everything from like Amazon products to food to everything. So like, why not your apartment?
It's so true. And if you look at Airbnbs, there's that accountability, right? For whomever is renting
Absolutely.
their property. So why wouldn't that be the case for something like this? So what are your plans for this website? Is this like a full-time job for you now, or what are your plans for it?
Yeah, so currently it's not a full-time job. We're all working other jobs, but our big dream for it is that this becomes the destination for renters to go to get the full context on what they're signing up for before they commit to, as Drew said, their largest monthly expense. And our immediate next steps is we really want to make sure that we build this for the tenants, for renters. So right now, we're just listening to all the feedback to try to decide what the next steps should be.
Is there a chance for landlords to defend themselves? Is there that sort of open forum that happens as well?
We're hoping to build that in the future. So it's just they can reply to comments and whatnot as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mainly now we're focusing on like kind of those larger property management companies, and then the actual units as individual units, because a lot of the time it's just the unit itself might have a leak in it that you might want to know about.
Where do we go for more information? This is great, guys.
Yeah, so you can find us on Twitter at Hi Good Neighbor. We're Canadian, so we have a U in neighbor, and then we're on the internet at usegoodneighbor.com, and that is usegoodnbr.com.
And I see those beautiful guitars. I'm going to take it that you're a musician.
I am. Yes.
Ooh, I was going to say, want to play us out, but that's putting you on the spot. We've run out of time. Next time, concert by Drew. Thanks so much, guys. That's great. Right now, for Debo Brown. D, what's going on?
I knew you'd try and put him on the spot. Poor guy. All right, restaurants have been taking a hammering during this pandemic. We know that, and the Old Sod in Etobicoke is no exception. We're going to meet one of the owners who's not given up, and there's a new idea that they've rocked with the shop as well. We'll show you after the break.